Hello and thank you for watching. I'm Ashley Van Dyke with Advantage Software, and on today's video, Bridge Mobile Viewer, I'll be going over how to use Bridge Mobile Viewer and why you should consider hiring an Eclipse real-time reporter for your next deposition, professional meeting, or community gathering. Bridge Mobile is a real-time transcript viewing service. It allows anyone with any web-connected device to connect to a participating real-time stenographer's real-time feed to see the proceedings as they are happening live and follow along. Bridge Mobile Viewer is at home in any event. Frequently used in courtrooms and for depositions, Bridge Mobile can also be found in classrooms, amongst religious services, and in any place where accommodations for the deaf of hard of hearing may be necessary. Some of the incredible features that you'll have access to when you hire an Eclipse real-time reporter for your next event are same session name and passwords each day, seamless provider switching, which means you can hire multiple reporters for long events and they can switch in and out to take breaks without any interruption to your guests or attendees. The reporters are able to output in multiple languages, including multiple languages at one time, so you can hire a single reporter to provide services to multiple languages. Bridge Mobile works on any device with a web browser. There are apps you can download and install for iPads, Android devices, and Windows and Mac computers. And in addition to any device support, when you work with an Eclipse real-time reporter, they can also provide corrections to your guests and attendees. This means that you get the most accurate record and you'll have the best transcript available. Although Bridge Mobile is often found in courtrooms, Bridge Mobile offers powerful features for other settings where cart services are typically used. With typical cart services, you don't have access to keeping a copy of the transcript, making notes or annotations. You can't send that copy of the transcript to other devices or send it to someone else. And with Bridge Mobile, you can do all that. Bridge Mobile offers a standard free version as well as a paid professional version that has more features available. The standard version allows you to connect to and view a file as well as save the file and make basic marks in it, and the professional features or the professional version unlocks all of the higher end features like cloud storage, searching, annotation, color coded indexing, and things like that. In this video, we'll be using the professional version, but here's an image that shows you all the differences between the standard free version and the professional version. In this example, I'm going to be using the Windows desktop version of Bridge Mobile. All versions of Bridge Mobile, no matter what platform or operating system you use them on, function the same way. These instructions are going to be valuable no matter what operating system or device you use Bridge Mobile on, or even if you use it through a web browser. So I can open up Bridge Mobile. And the first thing that you want to do when you access Bridge Mobile is go to Settings and then Info and put in your name and your email address and a password. This is a password you're going to choose for your own Bridge Mobile Viewer account, and this is what will allow you to access your files if you sign up for a pro account and use the Cloud Sync. You'll want to make sure that you put the same name, email address, and password on all of your on all of the devices that you wish to Cloud Sync files on. After setting up your account information in Bridge Mobile, you can then access and connect to everything. You can use Bridge Mobile without setting up an account. However, if you don't set up an account, especially if you have the Pro version, there are some Pro features you won't be able to use. Additionally, if you haven't registered an account, some real-time reporters may not allow you to connect to their real-time feed. That is an option that they have on their end, and so sometimes they do require that only identified users who have filled out that information can access their feeds. So we do recommend that everyone who uses Bridge Mobile fills out that account information and creates and verifies their account. After you put in your email address, you'll get an email back from us, and you'll have to click on a link to verify and activate your account, and that's all that there is to it. Once you've activated and signed up for your cloud account, there are a few options in Bridge Mobile that you might want to take a look at before you get started. The first is the help icon on the left. It takes you to about a 3-page summary of what all of the icons in Bridge Mobile do and how you can use them to access and manage your files. And there is a demo feed. If you press demo, select the demo feed and hit the green connect check mark. You'll start getting a demo feed that gives you an example of what Bridge Mobile will work with. This also gives you an example document that you can play with making marks, notes, annotations, indexing, or keyword color coding, indexing. All this is available in the demo file so you can practice and get to know Bridge Mobile in this example. After you've familiarized yourself with Bridge Mobile a bit, that's when you can get started and start connecting to files. The real-time reporter providing services for Bridge Mobile will provide you with at least a session name and a password. They may also provide you with a room number, however. Only the session name and password is required, but the room number is helpful. After the real-time reporter has provided you with a session and password, you can click Connect in the lower left. And in this example, the information provided to me by the real-time reporter is that the file is in room 2. It's called Bridge Mobile Viewer Example 1, and the password is 1234. So if I go to room 2, I see Bridge Mobile Viewer Example 1, and if I wanted to, I could put in the password 1234 and connect. However, if for some reason the reporter did not or was unable to provide me with the room number of their file, I can still find it easily. If I hit connect, I can go down to the session box and type in all or part of the file name. And so I see Bridge Mobile Viewer Example 1. I can select that and put in the password that the real-time reporter provided to me, which was 1234. In this example, so far the reporter hasn't written anything. And since I'm acting as the reporter in this example, I'm going to go ahead and start my real-time feed. So as the reporter writes, everything that's written shows up and flows directly into Bridge Mobile. And since in this example I'm using Eclipse with Bridge Mobile, that means that any changes I make to my transcript in Eclipse will be reflected in the Bridge Mobile screen. So that means that in Bridge Mobile, as long as I'm working with an Eclipse real-time reporter, I'll have the most up-to-date and accurate transcript available. So now that we are connected to a file in Bridge Mobile, there are a few important features to go over. First is how you're seeing the file in Bridge Mobile. There's one option on the right for follow. If you click follow, it will take you to the end of the document and it will follow along with the document as new text is entered automatically. If follow is not enabled, that allows you to scroll up through the document and read something that may have already happened while the new text is still coming in. And if you need to get back to the end of the document, you can always just hit the follow button and it'll shoot you to the end of the document. So there I went from page 1 to page 12 in an instant. Additionally, with the icons on the right, the larger and smaller, you can make the display just bigger or smaller depending on your preferences. In this instance, I have a pretty large screen available, and so I have a lot of room to work with to get as much or as little transcript on the screen as I want. In addition to the larger and smaller options, if I go to settings and then display, I can toggle on some other display options. So if I don't need the page and line numbering, if for instance this is perhaps an educational or religious service instead of a court service, I can turn off page and line numbering and time codes and even annotations if I don't want to see that line on the left for my marks. Additionally, you can hide some of the icons around the Bridge Mobile viewer screen if you don't want to view them or if you're going to be providing Bridge Mobile devices for other people and you don't want them to have access to it. For example, if you're going to be providing some iPads or something to members of your community group so that they can view a real-time feed, you may want to uncheck things like demo or send or issues so as not to provide confusion or something like that. It simplifies the interface and gives people fewer things to worry about or perhaps cause problems with. And so sometimes changes like that may be desirable. In this instance, I'm going to go ahead and just leave everything turned on. After you've connected to a file, there are a lot of options that you can do for notes, annotations, and keyword indexing that you can enter into the transcript. On any line, you can click to the left of the text to enter a generic black mark. Or if you go to Settings and then Issues, you can use any of the available issues to categorize items in your document. So for issue 1, if I want to indicate that issue 1 is going to cover exhibits for me, and issue 2 is going to cover witness statements or something to that nature, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change issue number 1, the red issue, for exhibit matters, issue number 2 for witness matters, and I'll press the green check mark. And now if I press a line and go to issues, you'll see that at the bottom, in addition to the general black mark, I have exhibits and witness, in addition to the default issues that go all the way to issue 23 that are available and customizable with individual custom colors. I've only customized the first two, exhibits and witness, for right now. And so if I highlight a line and then click exhibit, you'll see that on the left I get a red E. And if I highlight a line and choose witness, on the left I get a green W, corresponding exactly to what I've set up for my color-coded issues. I can customize these in any way I want to meet the needs of the work that I'm doing. If I'm a student, I can make these help me with notes and note taking. If I'm a court professional, I can make them help me with exhibits and witness marking. If I'm a business professional, I can specify these for financial dealings or administrative or personnel dealings, so that every issue is set up so that it is customized to my needs no matter what kind of work I'm doing. In addition to marking and color coding issues, I can also put in a note. So if I highlight a line and then over on the right here, I type in a note. I can insert that note with or without a mark. And if I go to the top of my index, this note is listed here. It doesn't have a mark since I didn't insert one, but you'll notice that over to the left here, there is a gray mark indicating that a note has been entered. And so if I click there, I'll see the note on the left, or if I click on the note in the keyword index, click on where it has the page and line number listed, it'll take me to that note in the document as well. So I can customize all of these marking features to meet any need. Now I can access all of the marks and notes that I've put into a document at the top by pressing the notes icon. The very first thing at the top of this keyword index are all of the notes and marks I've made. If I click on them, it'll take me to that point in the document. And in addition to all of the notes and marks that I've made, I can scroll down and access words from the keyword index. So in this instance, I want to find every instance where the word clearing was used. I can come and find clearing in the list and then click on the page and line number indicated in the list of instances, and it'll take me to every instance where that word was used. In addition to making notes and color coding the document, there's also a search function. So if I do search, I can type in the find box, something like Google, and if I hit the little down find arrow, it'll search down in the document. And if I hit the up find arrow, it will search up in the document. And I can hit the X to get rid of the search if I'm done with it. And so with the ability to color code and mark, as well as make notes and access any of these marks and notes at any time, Bridge Mobile offers you a powerful transcript viewing service for any event where you may need to follow along with what's being said. This can be helpful no matter what kind of event you're participating in or no matter how big your group is. It allows you far more control than typical cart services would allow. Typically with cart services, you are provided a screen that you can read from, and that's it. With Bridge Mobile, everyone can have a copy of the proceedings or event in their pocket. It'll work on their cell phones, it'll work on their computers. In addition to all the powerful text management and tracking tools you have while you're in a transcript in Bridge Mobile Viewer, you also have a lot of tools for what you can do with those transcripts after the fact. If you go to the Files icon in Bridge Mobile, this is where you can access all of the transcripts you've connected to in the past. By default, your transcripts will start under unfiled because they've not been classified. Since I have the Pro version of Bridge Mobile and I've signed up for a cloud account, one of the options that I have with my documents is that I can highlight it and hit synced, and it will send the transcript to cloud storage. I can hit yes, And now this document, 5/20/20 French AM, will be available on any device where I log in with the same credentials that I used under settings and then info. I can also remove a document from cloud storage. This English file was already synced to cloud storage, and you can see when you highlight a file, it'll tell you if it's synced because the synced icon will light up if it is synced. So all three of these files are now synced in the cloud, but if for some reason I wanted to remove them from the cloud and keep them only locally on this device, I could click the sync button again, and it'll ask me if I want to remove the transcript from cloud storage. And if I hit yes, then that document will no longer be available on other devices. It'll just be available on this device. Additionally, if there's a file in here that I no longer need, I can highlight it and delete it, and it'll simply be removed from this list and from my computer. In addition to just deleting your files or syncing them to the cloud, you can also organize your files so that they are organized by folders rather than just in a big list. So in this example, I've already organized some of my files. So these are examples of educational connections where I have a transcript of classes, and these are board meetings for a corporation, religious services organized under the church heading, city council meetings headed under city council business, convention under a convention I attended, and different trials under the heading of the trial itself with files for each day. Now, all these files under unfiled haven't been sectioned into any subfolder or anything like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and highlight my foreign language classes, and I'm going to send them to my 2020 UF classes folder because they are records of classes I've attended, and that's where I want to organize them. So I'm going to hit send, and I'm going to select 2020 UF classes, and I will hit the green check mark. And now the English file shows up under 2020 UF classes, and it no longer shows up under unfiled. So I can do the same thing with both of the other foreign language classes. I'll move those to my 2020 UF classes folder. For the 5/20/20 files, I'm going to create a new case for those. And those are related to another trial that I attended, the Jones trial, so I'm going to create a new case, and I'm going to call that new case the Jones trial, and I'm going to move the 5/20/20 AM file there in one step. So now I have a folder for Jones trial, and the 5/20/20 AM is there, and the 5/20/20 AM is no longer under unfiled. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to send the 5/20/20 PM file to the Jones trial subsection. And I am going to also send this file to the Jones trial, but this one was 5. This one got the wrong name, and it should actually be called 5/21/20 AM, and I'm going to move it to the Jones trial section. And I now have a 5/21/20 AM file with that new name in the appropriate Jones folder section. And so here I have a Smith trial April 2020, and I also have an unfiled Smith trial May 2020. I'm going to go ahead and make a case folder for the Smith trial as well. And now that file is safe under its own folder heading. And so Bridge Mobile allows you to keep any files that you want as long as the reporter has allowed you to make a copy of them, and allows you to organize them in any way that you'd like. And you can always go back and select a file and hit the green check mark to access the file again. And once you access the file again, you can make new marks and annotations or new notes. And you can also export the file and send it to yourself. Next, I'm going to show you how to use Bridge Mobile through the web browser. The web interface is available at connect.eclipsecat.com, and the web interface is available on any device. So if you have a cell phone in your pocket, you can go to connect.eclipsecat.com on the cell phone's web browser, and you'll be able to connect to a real-time reporter's feed. The web browser makes Bridge Mobile universal and available to anyone anytime without a download. In this instance, it's automatically loaded the last file that I had open. That's fine, and I'm going to close it. Since I'm logged in with a different account in the web browser version, I'm going to get a different list of files when I go to Files, but everything functions the same way. I can send files, I can delete files, and if I've signed up for a Pro Cloud account, I can sync them to the cloud. Since I haven't done it yet, I will take this opportunity to show you how to email a file. I can highlight an example file and click Send. And in this instance, I want to attach it to an email, and I'm going to make it an ASCII file. Now, I'm not going to change the file name. BR example is fine, but if I wanted to change the name, I could type in a different name here and then hit the green check mark, and it would send the file with that new name. But I want to leave it with the original name, and I'm going to just select as an ASCII file and hit the green check mark. And it has emailed the transcript to me automatically at the email address that I have set up under settings and then info, which, as I said, is different than I had on the other system. So now that it has sent that email, if I open up that email, I have an email from, it's called admin, and it says export and the file name. And if I open up the file, it is an ASCII version of exactly what Bridge Mobile had for that file. And you'll see it even has the page number delineations. And so sending files works the same way no matter what version you're using. Again, you would just go to Files, select the file you want to send, and hit Send. Same way you want to select a file to delete, select the file and hit Delete, and it'll be deleted. No matter what application or platform you're using Bridge Mobile on, the functions are always the same. Thank you for watching. I hope that this video has been enlightening on how to use Bridge Mobile and has encouraged you to consider hiring a real-time Bridge Mobile reporter for your next gathering, meeting, or deposition. As a Bridge Mobile Viewer customer, you have access to anytime 24/7 technical support, whether you're using the free version or the pro version. Support can be reached at 800-800-1759 or 772-288-3266 for international callers. Support can always be reached at support@eclipsecat.com as well for email support. Thank you again for watching and have a great day.